Thank you for watching this brief video on developing resume content brought to you by University Career Services at UNC Chapel Hill. What we're going to do quickly together is talk about writing effective bullet points to best communicate your experiences and really find ways to showcase your skills that are connected to the opportunity that you're applying to. We'll also briefly talk about some of the choices you have to make when you're creating your resume. So if we bring up a quick example here, you can see this has a pretty standard format, and if you're unsure about your formatting, we do have a separate resume format video that you can review. But the other thing that you'll notice is that there are probably a lot of decisions that had to be made in order to figure out what to put into this document. Some things in the document are perfunctory, certainly like the education section here at the top. All students are going to have that to lead their document. But after that, you have decisions to make about sections and what goes in those sections. If you're unsure how to make any of those decisions, or you're struggling to decide what to include or what not to include, certainly feel free to come see a career counselor here in University Career Services. But beyond that, what you're going to want to do is try to choose the things that allow you to convey examples of times you've used skills that are most relevant to the positions to which you're applying. We'll start with some basic guidelines, and there's that word again, focus on skills. That's really what you're trying to convey here. You want to make sure that the reader, the audience member for this document, whoever that might be, is getting a sense of what you're going to bring to their environment. So it's not just a description of, here are my past jobs, but rather, here are the skills that I've used in those past jobs, as well as the accomplishments that I've been able to achieve. You'll certainly want to leave personal pronouns out of it. If I flip back here very quickly, you can see none of this starts with I did this or I did that or we. It's all skills based, and certainly always proofread. Make sure there are no errors. One really important step here, though, is to look at the positions to which you are applying. Get a sense of what skills they need, what are they highlighting, what are they emphasizing, and then reflect on your own experiences to make sure that you can bring out those best examples, so it will be very easy for them to connect what you have done, what you have accomplished in the past, to what they are looking for. A way to do that is to use the BAR method. BAR stands for background, action, and result. Often when people are writing resume bullets, they make the mistake of just describing what they did, focusing on the task, and it ends up reading more like a job description. And we want to push you to go beyond that, to think about some other questions. Think about, how did you do the task? What was the purpose of the task? What was the result of your actions? Who was your audience? Who were you working with? And if you're thinking about those experiences in a broader term of background, action, and result, and really focusing on your skills and those that you use to accomplish those tasks, you're going to be in a much better starting position for writing your bullets. A few other things to remember: you're going to want to quantify things when possible. You're going to use an active voice, meaning action verbs to lead those. You're going to use short phrases. These are not long paragraphs of text. You're going to use some short phrases that really give some concise descriptions of what you accomplished in that skills-based mindset. So what does that look like? This is just a random example, of course, but you can see in this one section of this example resume, we've got 3 bullets, each of which are starting with skills-based action verbs: managed, forecasted, and performed, as opposed to more passive things like worked on or responsible for, that don't really tell the employer or hiring manager a lot as they're skimming your document very quickly. You do see some quantifying happening here in the document as well. And obviously on the nature of the screen, they look like they're taking up multiple lines, but in the document themselves, these are each taking up 1 line. This last one is going on to 2, which is allowable if you need to do that. A few common errors for you to consider. You are only earning 1 bachelor's degree if you're doing a double major here, so it is a double major, not a double degree in most cases. There are limited times where students are doing dual degrees. But if you're concerned about which is right, certainly consult with a counselor here in our office. Be sure to watch your verb tense. So experiences that have ended will use past tense verbs. So you coordinated something in a past experience. If it's a position or an experience that you're having currently, you'll use present tense, say coordinate. And don't use those passive verbs. I can't reiterate that enough. If the employer who is known to spend, say, about 10 seconds reviewing an initial look at a resume is going to skim, you want them to skim to see those really good skills-based action verbs first and foremost, so they can get a good sense of what you're going to bring to their opportunity. As mentioned, University Career Services is here to help you. We have drop-ins 1 to 4 each day the university is open, and of course you can make appointments with our staff to get any additional guidance that you might need. We wish you all the best in your applications.